Okay guys, everyone, today it's gonna be a little bit different video from my reviews, and usually I'm doing a lot of used and new cars. That's what I love, that's what my passion about, and also, but I want to share with you the way this business works. So used car dealerships, if you have one or you're trying to buy the car, you know the way it works, the way you have to buy it. I'm gonna go step by step and try to tell you. I'm gonna tell you, actually, not trying. I'm gonna tell you the way it works, the way people buying it, the way we selling it, the way we preparing it, all the steps. And I think it's gonna be interesting video. So guys, enjoy it till the end and let me know in the comments below what do you think about dealerships. What do you think about used cars itself and used car dealerships? Is it like worth it to do this business? Is it worth it to buy it from the used car dealer, or you prefer to go with the new car always? So that's called automall. What is the automall? That's one of the type used car dealerships. You can get the license. So you basically can rent the office, you can get your license, you can get your parking spots right there. For example, that's going to be enough for the dealer. You're probably going to buy 1-2 cars and sell it, and you're going to be fine. But if you're going to go big, or if you want to go big, so you can buy all type of cars, million of different cars, and sell them all. So you can buy trucks, you can buy electric, SUV, whatever you want to buy. Number one, you need money. If you have your own money, you can use it, but how many cars you can buy? So for example, you have 3 cars, right? Or 6 cars. So each of them is going to be like 15,000, right? So 10,000, 12,000, that's it. It's like 50, 60,000. You're probably going to buy 5-6 cars. If you're going more expensive, like sometimes I'm going, 50,000, that's enough for only 1 car. So what type of cars you can buy? You can buy clean title car with no problem, guarantee all the way. You can buy this and do some work on that, or you can buy the salvage. For example, this car has a red sticker, that means the car is salvage, and I believe so this dealer selling cars only after theft recovery or some minor damages. So he's not buying and doing Mickey Mouses, he's basically buying clean, nice car, but it's going to be much cheaper on the market. So, and when he's doing that, he's also saving the pictures from the auction the way the car used to be before, and he just showing it to the new customer the way it works. You know, I bought this car with no key, it was theft recovery, or it was minor damages, we fix it and now it's good to go. So past inspection, you have to do brake and light inspection, you have to do the new title, you have to do the smoke check before the car gonna go for sale. Otherwise you cannot do that because the California law required to do it. So let's go on that. What's the top seller? Top seller, I would say, so in California it's always Prius, always, because the Prius, you can use it for multiple purposes. You can buy it for yourself, drive it, save on gas, or you can work on that. So you can do Uber, Lyft, you can do, I don't know, food delivery. That's what a lot of people doing. And actually when the economy slowing down, you jump into that, you're working for the people, you get in the money, and you'll be okay when you drive in the Prius. Number one, that's one of the best car ever, I would say, because it's hybrid, it's saving tons of money on gas, it's never gonna break. I mean, if some problem's gonna appear after 200,000 miles, it's not that expensive to fix it. What I don't like about the Chevy, it's constantly problem with the engine. So the engine always leaking, always turbo, underboost, and on and on and on. It's not that perfect car I would buy. Even though that's 2020 going to 12,900, it's still not bad price for basically a nice clean car, and it's not that old. So what I'm thinking about the Jetta itself, not bad car at all, but again, that's a lack of maintenance. Usually used car coming from the auction, any mileage, 70, 100,000 miles, you have to do a lot of work on it. And just for understanding, if somebody's selling this car for 18,900 and his car is clean, it's good to go, doesn't mean this car he bought it for 3,000. So he basically paid money, and what's the dealers usually making? I would say 1,000, 2,000 on the car. So that's about the quality. And quantity. So you have to buy a lot of cars, you have to fix it a lot, you have to keep them clean. And on the top of that, 90% of the deals, what's going on right now, even on the super cheap cars, it is a finance. So the people basically don't have money to pay from the pocket. And that's the Karma sitting for sale. Not sure how long it's going to take to sell it, but it's sitting here. Besides this dealership and all those cars I have right here for sale, I have the other dealership, and we're going to go there also. I'm going to show you the inventory, and I'm going to show you the way the whole process works. So there's a million dealerships, and my dealerships usually sell cheaper cars, so less than 10,000, and the other dealership, we are selling 10,000 plus. That's what I would say more on demand in this case, especially right now. So when everything again is slowing down, people more buying cheaper cars for finance, or for finance but more expensive cars. So that's why it's all separated. So on this lot, I have like kind of cheaper cars and more affordable, easier finance, and multiple purposes. So there is a van, there is a Jeeps, Audi, and you can see there is no luxury cars. But what I have here right now, I have one interesting unit. We got it as a trade-in, and I think it's gonna come alive soon. That's a Mercedes, ta-da-da, beautiful S-Class. So the bumper right now is getting fixed, and it's tinted all around. It has AMG, nice rims, beautiful Mercedes, and I'm hoping I'm gonna fix it and it's gonna be nice looking, beautiful Mercedes, even though it has high mileage on that. So that's number one location from what I have, and I'm working with it. So the whole process, like I say, I'm gonna show you the storage, the way we keep in the cars, and the other location where we sell more expensive cars. And basically more expensive cars, it's coming to better rate, it's coming to better banks. So if your credit score not that good and you're trying to buy used car with high mileage, so basically you're gonna get the high APR on your loan. And on top of that, none of the cool banks like the Chase, Bank of America, or Ally, or you name it, Westlake, they don't want to work with cheap cars. They don't want to work with low credit score customers. They want to, most of the time, just top customers. So they just want to make sure people going to pay for that. And again, there is a lot of circumstances coming to that when the people buying used car for the high APR, they cannot afford it to pay it. The car is constantly breaking down, and on and on and on, and they just stop paying for the loan. And what's happening after that? You're right, the car is getting repossessed. Oh, that's kind of sad news for the people, but same time, the people just getting smarter. They don't want to keep fixing the used car, whatever they bought it for 25 APR, $6,000, and with 500 payment. On the top of that, the engine going bad, they have to pay 2,000 out of pocket for that engine. They just cannot afford that. That's understandable, and that's why every car we're selling, doesn't matter if it's 5,000 or 10,000, we're trying our best to keep it clean, to make it ready, and also trying to predict any future problems. For example, if there is a major air leak, the oil leak, we're gonna fix it before we're gonna put it for sale. Otherwise, like I say, the customer just gonna stop paying for the car, and it's gonna get repossessed. And again, in some cases, if the car is getting repossessed within 3 months of sale, it's gonna come back to me. So basically, I have to take care of that. On the top of that, we always trying to convince the customer to buy the warranty, because again, we are not the mechanic shop. We basically reselling the cars. We're buying from the auction. We're doing our best to make it clean, to make it nice, and eliminate some problems, do the smoke check, all necessary things, all necessary steps. We're doing that, and we're encouraging the people, you know, just buy the warranty for 1 year. It's like insurance, and something gonna happen with the engine, that company, warranty company, for sure gonna help you out. So most of the good insurance, warranty company, they are paying like 100% of any repairs. But some of them, they don't want to pay that. If you buy the cheaper warranty, in some cases when the engine going bad, they just don't want to pay at all, or they saying, there is a 2,000 deductible, and after that we're gonna cover that. So you basically staying on your own on that. Again, if that information is gonna be like needed, such interesting, I'm gonna see the comments below, and if you want to go deeper on that warranty, whatever you can buy it or not, I can show it to you. I can go step by step the way it works. But today, I'm gonna just talk general about the whole idea of having the dealership, dealing with the customers, create application, the way we preparing the cars, the way we buying it, the way we keeping it, and the way we representing those cars to the customers and trying our best to help them to buy it. Because we do need cars. All the people in Los Angeles, they are struggling with no car. That's what we are. That's what we dealing with, and that's what we helping the people with. It's get finance, get a nice car, try our best to explain them what they're buying. Or sometimes customers come in and they asking like, I have that budget, I have 10,000, 15,000, what can I buy? As always, I'm doing my best and trying to explain the people, trying to explain the customer what to buy or what not to buy. Because again, there is a different financial situation every customer has, and sometimes again, like if you want to buy a Range Rover or BMW, but you're short on money, so you don't have to buy it. It's better not to buy that car, because any repair is gonna come, that's it, the car is stuck. But again, some people, what I see, they come in to buy those old kind of cars, or they want to buy the BMW, Range Rover, and they know exactly what's going to happen. They know exactly where the coolant leak is going to come. They know exactly in the next 5,000-10,000 miles my transmission might going to go bad. But they are taking the risk and buying those cars just because they enjoying the way it drives, just because they love the whole idea of that beautiful, even if it's old, Range Rover or BMW or Mercedes. It's always up to the customers, and I'm always trying to do my best and help them out. All right, guys, so we are coming to the storage. So basically storage, that's the parking lot. We just renting the spots to get our cars stored. So the cars stored and secured, this place locked at night, and we have no problem with that. It's a nice parking. It's covered, it has a lot of cameras and security also. I'm still driving my BMW X1. They still cannot do the recall for the brake system, and honestly, I don't know what to do with that. But let's get to the top where all the cars are sitting. And it's actually so much easier when you have multiple dealerships and you're running a lot of stuff all around. You're doing some, the retails, basically selling to the customers. Some of the cars we are doing wholesale and selling between the auctions. And especially when the market is slow, you have to make free money. That's the cars start sitting: Porsche, X3, Bentley, S-Class, Accord, and on and on and on. So there is a couple trucks sitting here. This is beautiful diesel truck, I would say, and that's where the magic, that's where my magical parking lot. Look at those beautiful cars. None of them is leaking, none of them is noisy, all of them is ready to go. And I just love it. Simple as that, It is my passion, and I love all kind of cars. I think it's just insane, nice business. If you know the way it's supposed to work, if you know the way you're supposed to run it. And I'm gonna explain it to you. I'm actually gonna do some other interesting video, and I might gonna do the class for that, because it's just a huge business and there is a lot of money you can make. Same time you might gonna lose, and that's why step by step I'm gonna try to open that for you, how you can do the business like that without losing money and be always on the top of that. So guys, let's go on some clarification for the used car dealerships, for the used car business itself. So it's not easy. You have to know what you're doing. There is a million actions right now, especially for the dealers. Besides that, there is a public actions and the people, trying to buy it and sell it on the street. But again, you have to know when you buy the car or sell it on a Craigslist or some other sources, online without license. When you selling it, it's kind of tricky business. When you buy the car on the street, not at the dealership, you basically paying money for 50-50 chance. So you might gonna buy the car and you might gonna register the car with no problem, no headache, and the car is gonna be good. But most of the time, and what's happening right now, there is a lot of cars being stolen and being sold with fake title on the street. That's unfortunate, and unfortunate for the people who's paying that money. For example, a friend of mine just last week, so somehow he rented the car on the Facebook, his 430 BMW 2024 convertible. So he rented for the month, and basically he got 1,200 for that car, $1,200, right? For the month. He's like, okay, I'm good, like 700 whatever payment, and I'm getting money for the month. Week later, he was trying to reach the driver. He could not for some reason. And later on, about a couple of weeks, he got a call from the police, and he say, they called me, they say the car it's at the impound and somebody sold it with fake title, and that guy went to the DMV to register it, and DMV told him, we have to seize your car because it's a fake title. So basically somebody who rented this car, beautiful new BMW, he sold it somewhere on an online platform for like 35,000. So the car itself going for like 54, 55, he sold it for 35. And the guy who bought it, who paid cash for that fake title and fake car, he was so happy because he bought the car for cheap. So he bought the car for cheap, he went to DMV, the car got seized, and the police called my friend, and they told him, you know what, we're not gonna release it to you, we're gonna release it straight to the BMW Financial. You know why? Because we cannot do that. Your lease agreement saying you cannot rent a car, and you rent it, so we have to take it straight to BMW Financial. He called BMW Financial, he said, no, it was a mistake, I blah, 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 rented to the friend. But at the end of the day, they're gonna take it back. They're not gonna release it to him, and it's gonna be a repossession on his account. And my BMW gonna ban him from buying any BMW in the future, new one. That's actually sad idea. I mean, unfortunate situation, sad situation, whatever you're gonna call it. But again, there is one guy who's trying to make money and rented somehow this car. There is another guy who found this car so cheap he cannot even stand on that price. So he just got the cash, bought the car, and got stuck with that. So no money for the guy, no car for my friend, and that's it. Who got the money? The guys who made the fake title and sold it on an online platform. So basically, when you buy the car from the used car dealership, you still have some kind of protection, even though you sign a lot of paperwork. Yeah, you understand what you're doing, but dealer always offering you warranty, offering you checkup, this car, they taking care of all the paperwork for you because they are legal. We are legal. We do have a licenses. We paying for those licenses. We taking the classes, we working so hard, we pay the insurances, and it's not like the business. You buying 10 cars, you selling it with profit, for example 2,000 or 1,000 on each car. Sometimes you're not even doing that. You're not even selling 10 cars. You might gonna like buy it for 5,000, you're gonna spend 2,000 on top of that. You're trying to sell it for 8, so you invest in a lot of money, but your profit is so small, so you have to buy more and more and more. And sometimes you're buying more cars and you cannot sell it. You're getting stuck with that because there is the summertime, it's a camp, there is a kids doing something else. People have to spend money on the family, not on the cars. So you still paying licenses, taxes, rent, bills, insurances, and on and on and on. So it's not the easy job, it's not the easy business. It's not like business you getting in, you're making money, and that's it. No, there's a lot of people who I know, they've been jumping from one to another businesses, and they've been jumping to used car dealer, they've been losing a lot of money, closing the business down. They said, we're never gonna come back to that. But I've been doing it since 2013 in Los Angeles. Even though 2013, I've been doing like, you know, helper for the used car dealerships, and for actually 2 of them. And back in 2017, I got my license. So I'm still in the business. Everything is good. I know what's going on. I've been through the COVID. I know the way it works. And it's actually a really good business if you know what you're doing. You're going to get a lot of joy. You're going to get some money, not a lot of money. You're going to get money to live on that and to support your business, to support your family. But same time, that's the whole idea. If you love the car, if you're passionate about the cars, if you're passionate about to talk to the customers, you know, explain it to them, share your information, whatever you have in your mind, whatever you have in your past. So besides that, you're gonna make them happy. You're gonna make the customer happy who's buying the car. It doesn't matter if he spent 50,000 or 5,000. So I love it. To be honest with you, that's the business I'm in, and I'm so passionate about my job. So, and again, what you can do, you can buy a lot of different cars for the different situation, for the different customers. You can buy Priuses, as always. That's, I would say, #1 car in Los Angeles on demand. Those cargo vans, they used to be so hot. Right now in July 2024, they kind of slowing down. We used to sell them a lot. So my Tacoma, lovely lifted one, still up for sale. My Range Rover, finally it got done. And the problem with my Range Rover, it was tires. So basically a lot of problems I had with this car as a transmission, and I took it to dealer, took it to transmission shop, on and on and on. Nobody could find the problem. I found the problem, the tire size on the back, it's been a little bit higher than the front. So the car been jumping all the time. And what can I say? There is a lot of cars for sale right now. We have an inventory right now more than 120 cars available, and other lot has about 120 cars. So in reality, I'm dealing with more than 200 cars available for sale, and they constantly changing. So for example, the way it works, when I'm gonna sell those, for example, 4 cars, right? This Jeep, X6, Elantra, Mercedes, BMW, I'm gonna buy not exactly the same. I'm gonna buy something else, but the quantity of the cars, I'm gonna keep the same, because that's the way it's supposed to work. If you are the dealer, you're supposed to have a lot of different cars. A lot of different cars. And also, what's good about having a lot of cars, for example, you have a customer who's coming and wanna buy the Porsche Cayenne, right? He was ready and all the kind of stuff. So he's coming with down payment, we're checking his credit, we're sending to the banks, and the bank's saying, you know, it's too expensive car, you have to go lower. So in this case, when the customer really needs a car and we have to lower the amount, the loan amount for this customer, we can switch him on a BMW X3, and it's a great condition. If he's gonna like it, love it, you know, it's cheaper than this car. For sure, we're not gonna offer him this Chevy EV because it's not something he's looking for. But again, even though this one is cheaper than the Cayenne, and he still cannot get approval for this car. For example, he has $7,000 to buy the car. He cannot get approval for this because of his credit score. He cannot get approval for that. We can offer him beautiful Lexus RX. I've been doing the video on that car. I still have it. I got a couple guys who was gonna buy it for finance, but we cannot get approval for them. And again, so more than 50% down, this car can be yours in case you cannot get approved for BMW or the Porsche. That's the way dealership works. That's the way you're supposed to have inventory. Super expensive cars, cheaper cars, super cheap cars, economy, the Chevy plug-in, Volt, it's always a winning situation. Most of the cases, Lexus, it's just unstoppable, unbreakable car. Mini Coopers, we have like 6 Mini Coopers right now. They've been super hot right now. They're slowing down a little bit. And to be honest with you, June, July, that's what I see right now. Everybody on vacation, kids after school. And it's not something what the people concentrated on. That's why we're not selling like crazy. But that time of the craziness sales gonna come soon, eventually. So I'm gonna show you right now, that's one of the unfortunate situation what's happened. So basically this car got impounded by police, you know where? In the Big Bear. So what's happened, the customer bought the car same day. He was supposed to do the insurance, so he did the insurance for this car, kinda looks like, but he didn't do it. And they took this car all the way to Big Bear, and they've been having, looks like, some fun on that. So what they did after that, they drove this car somewhere between the trees or put it in a ditch. So that's something I don't know. And when they hit something, I think it was a tree or the other car, but they found in somewhere in the bushes. That's somewhere on the side of the road. That's where the police found this car. And basically they hit something, the car cannot go because of the damaged suspension. They just dropped the car and ran away. So we went all the way to Big Bear and got this car from the police station. Not big deal, I would say, so maybe. So there is a quarter panel damage, there is a tail light, and this door completely out. Now we are in the process of fighting with insurance company, but same time insurance saying, you know, they add this car insurance, but it didn't pass 24 hours, so now we don't want to cover it. We have to fix this car out of pocket money, and we have to find out what are we gonna do with that. Either we're gonna fight with the customer, try to sue him or something, or maybe insurance company gonna come back and, you know, help us out. But in this case, we got BMW back with damaged suspension. We cannot drive it. The door is damaged. The rocker panel on the bottom is damaged a little bit, and the quarter panel is damaged also. That's the airbags didn't pop out, so that's a good sign. But other than that, it's gonna have a accident on the Carfax, and we have to fix it. And we might gonna get some losses on this unit because, again, the customer just disappeared, and the down payment, whatever they put on this car, it's basically gonna be not enough. So it's kind of risky when you're doing those kind of business, but you taking risk, you getting rewards. Otherwise, no rewards, no risk. So guys, okay, there is one more location. I'm gonna show it to you the way it works. And Mehdi, he's my partner in crime. Mehdi, how you doing, man? So tell me a little bit about used car business. Do you like it? And how long you been in the business?
I have been in the business for some years, and I can't say it's love and hate at the same time. You love it, you hate it. It's too much work,
Is it
and
so simple like the people thinking, oh, it's so simple. You just buying the car, flipping it, you're making 3,000, 5,000, 7,000, put
I
it in your
wish
pocket and you are the millionaire.
I wish it was as
Is
simple as that.
So for how long you have your dealership for? How many years?
About 8 years, I would say.
8 years.
Yeah.
Okay, are you making money?
Well, that's very confidential. Yes, we do make money a little bit.
So, but the general question about used car dealership and what's the most people concerned about it, is it all the dealers trying to screw you up and just get your money and, you know, get some piece of crap from the dealer, or you really put in effort, you put in some time and
I
money?
personally think that's a bad reputation they gave to industry, and I think there are good people and bad people in every profession in the world. And just maybe a few bad people, they give bad reputation. It does not goes for every dealer. We do our best to take care of our customers, and we do our best to make sure the car that we're buying, we providing to the customer is in sounds good, in good condition, fairly at least good condition.
So for all those 8 years, how many returning customers you getting?
Oh, many,
So,
many.
so it's
We
constantly.
pretty much count on returning customers.
Nice. That means you're doing a good job and the people rely on you.
We do our best and we try our best in this scenario.
Nice. Thank you so much for sharing it, brother.
No problem, anytime.
So that's what we're talking about, retail business. That's the location itself. There is a lot of cars, like I said before, the one we have at the storage, we're making them ready. We're doing detail, taking it to mechanic shop, and they do an inspection for the car, doing the smoke check, and safety check. So make sure the car, nothing is leaking, all the tires are great, all good years, because in California, it's not allowing you to sell the car if the tires on it more than 6 years. And that's the detail kind of small shop. So if there is a small detail, we have a guy coming who's doing detail for us. And that's the other side of the cars available for sale. Like I said, there is always nice units, even though that's an old body S-Class, but it's still in great shape, low mileage. And believe me or not, those cars are moving kind of fast because it's a quality. Those cars used to be 120, 100,000. Right now it's cheaper, it's affordable, and it's actually strong enough, and it's gonna give you more, like 5-6 years at least, without any major problem. Beautiful GT, we still have it. Another S-Class, Mini Cooper, BMW, Maserati, that's the Italian pony. I love it so much. Plus, on top of that, we're always keeping some affordable cars like the Corolla, Priuses. That's what the people want. So guys, right now I'm gonna get to the other office, and actually I used to have more offices. Right now I'm using mainly four offices. One, it's the main one for the finance and all that kind of stuff. The other one I'm using for my jackets, all the documentation I'm keeping. There is other one for the customers. You know, there's sometimes people come and they want to sit in a nice office. They want to talk things like what kind of car I should get and how much money I can spend. So definitely I'm helping them out. I cannot help all of them, but most of the time I'm spending my time and trying to share with my customers the best I could. On the top of the retail store, on the top of the retail sales, there is a huge business in the wholesale. So the way it works, you buy the cars from the auction, or like you buying some cars from the private customers, you know, maybe somebody giving you trade-in, and you just don't want to spend your time and money to fixing it. So what you're doing, you're just taking it to the auction, and most of the time, again, you're giving them fair deal, like that's what your car worth, plus it has some problems we have to fix, and we can give you that much. It depends of the car, depends of the condition and year and mileage, you know that for sure. But again, most of the time we get in trade-ins, we're paying fair money for that trade, and we're taking the car to the auction. And at the auction, there is a lot of people, there is a lot of mechanics coming, there is the people who's working with cheap cars, or they especially buying the car with problem, fixing it up and sell it either retail or again back to wholesale. But there is a difference on the wholesale at the auction, and it's actually a big amount of money between that. So you can sell or buy the car, guarantee green light all the way. You can buy it or sell it with some problems. So for example, it's going to be guarantee, but there is a caution on something, like caution on the frame damage, caution on transmission, caution on engine, or something else. Or you can buy it simply as is. So it's red light as is, nobody can guarantee the car, nobody knows what's going on. Again, you can take sometimes the risk, you can take a chance and buy it as is when the car coming from franchise store, like new car store, for example, Kia, right? Or the Hyundai new car store, they taking a lot of trades and they don't want to mess with that. So whatever they got it, whatever they pay for the car, they just taking it straight to auction, and they running most of the cars as is. And you as a dealer, you as a professional, you come and you check in the cars. Yes, all the cars at the auction, you can check it before, or you can go online and based on the condition report, whatever auction providing to you, you can buy that car or not to buy. So there is a million ways how to make money, and yes, you can make up to 10,000 a week by doing the car sales. What you have to do, you have to have a lot of knowledges. You might have to, you know, put some team together who can help you out to buy it, to sell it, or to fix it. Or maybe you have a mechanic shop who can work for you, and maybe if you don't have enough money, you can work with that mechanic shop as a 50-50. Like for example, I'm buying this car, it has some problems, you're gonna fix it for me, and we're gonna flip it at the auction, and whatever is gonna bring on the top, we're gonna share with you 50-50. So if you have mechanic shop like that who can help you out, that's gonna be the huge help. So guys, let's keep going on that dealerships. What you can do with the dealerships, you can do, I would go couple ways, right? There is a wholesale, what you can do on a wholesale, and there is a retail stuff. So let's go to the point where you are the dealer, you got your dealership license already, right? And now you want to decide what you're going to do. You're going to do the wholesale, like flip the cars between the auctions. You want to use Copart, Mannheim, Odessa, and on and on and on. There is a million different dealerships who's using different auctions. So besides the big one like Mannheim and Odessa, you can use local auctions. For example, here in Los Angeles in the Valley, we have a AVDA auto auction. So that's basically for the dealers who's selling the cars all around the Valley. And at the same time, you can buy some cars like non-runner, right? So you can buy non-runner, or you can buy the cars from repo yard. That's what they do, and also they run the cars at the auction as a repo, and you can buy it. If it's non-runner, there is a missing key or there is some damages, you can buy those cars, fixing it up, and again, you can put it on retail. There is nothing wrong with that as long as you're fixing the car right. You're gonna pay some repo fees, and the car is ready for sale. Or you can fix that car and take it back to auction. It's gonna be wholesale and make some money. And yes, you can make sometimes a lot of money. So if you know what you're doing, if you have a plan where you're going to buy the cars, how you're going to fix it, how you're going to fix it right, and for a less price than the regular shops charging. So how you can do that? Number one, when you get in the license, you can open a lot of wholesale accounts. You can open wholesale accounts even with AutoZone, like Pep Boys and O'Reilly and some other stores. And also on top of that, you can open the wholesale accounts with new car stores. New car stores, they do have a part department, right? So the parts department have a wholesale accounts, and from the original price, you're gonna pay, like there's a retail price, there is a wholesale price. So for example, the wholesale price is gonna be not the half, but like 30-40% less than the retail price, and you don't have to pay taxes if you got your resale permit, because basically all the parts you buy, it's going to the car, whatever you're gonna sell, and pay taxes from that car. That's the whole idea of that. So you can write it off, or you can just do many things with that license besides only parts. But let's go back to the retail. So retail and wholesale, usually it's kind of the same procedure. You get in the car, right? You fixing it up, you making it ready for sale, fixing it, right? So you're doing detail, you making it ready for sale, and you taking back to auction and sell it for the profit. So usually if you're doing it like a lot of times, for example, you're running 10 cars a week, right? And your profit is going to be 500 per car. So if you're going to go to that point where you have 10 cars running weekly, it's not that easy, but same time it's not that hard. So 10 cars is going to bring you 5,000 a week for the wholesale. So wholesale, you don't have to deal with the retail stuff, you don't have to do the contract, you don't have to pay taxes. For that, for each single unit, you have to pay taxes at the end of the year or at the beginning of the next year. That's what you have to do. On a retail basis, it's a little bit different. On retail, you have to, number one, you have to get the car, right? You get in the car, you can get it, like I say, two ways. There is a, as is, there is a limited guarantee, or there is a guarantee all the way green light. So if you don't want to deal with that fixing, making it ready, you just buy a guarantee all the way, right? Let's go as a guarantee all the way green light. So number two, you get in the car ready. You're doing detail for that, right? You're doing some small things, maybe tires, maybe something else needs to be, like the bulbs or the windshield blades. You have to replace it, and on the top of that, you have to do the smoke check. If your car is not ready for smoke check or something else, you have to drive it. You have to drive it yourself, or it's better always to give it to someone who can drive it for you, make it ready, drive it a little bit, do like 5-7 cycles, whatever needs for the car to be done, and to pass the smoke check. When you pass in the smoke check, your car is ready for sale. So when it's ready for sale, number one, what are you doing? You're doing nice beautiful pictures. That's what the people want. You're not doing the pictures on the used car lot. It's better to do it like on the side of it to represent the car itself, not the whole cars, the whole amount of cars you have on the backyard. So you're doing nice pictures after you spending some money to do the commercial. So you're basically doing advertising anywhere on YouTube, Google, Instagram, TikTok, or you name it. There's a certain ways. There's actually a lot of ways how you can get it, how you can advertise the car so the people can see it and buy it. So you're spending money, all this money. So you're spending all that money. For example, commercial, you spend $100 a month for each car if you're not selling it that fast. So you're gonna keep going and spending money on that. So at the end of the day, the amount you spending on a car, it's a little bit more than the wholesale, right? You spending, for example, $1,000 on the car, but the original, if you're buying like Honda Civic, right? On the Honda Civic, if you bought it right, you know how to sell it, you're gonna use this way to wholesale the auction and make only 500. But when you're doing retail, you're doing completely process and you're selling this car for the retail price of, for example, 9,000, right? So 9,000 here on the retail price. If, for example, at the auction, you can sell the same car for 7,500. So you have about 1,500 difference. That's what you have to make more on retail, 1,500. So you're basically gonna spend a little bit more money and a little bit more time on retail, but at the end you're gonna get more money from this unit. So if you're gonna keep going and do repeat, keep selling more, for example, you're selling 10 cars a week, right? It's in the best case scenario. So you doing 10 cars a week at the wholesale and you're making only 5,000. But if you're doing 10 cars per week on a retail basis, you're gonna make 15,000. So 15,000 a week, does it sounds good? I mean, it sounds really good, but it's a perfect shape and not everybody can do it. There is a lot of different ways, there is a lot of different auction, and there is a lot of different dealers who's doing job differently. And actually the customers, sometimes you might gonna make the car ready, it's all beautiful for you, but the customer gonna come and he's gonna say, you know what, I don't like the way it smells, I don't like the way it feels, I don't like those tires, I don't like this paint, that's fading a little bit, and on and on and on. Plus the used car dealerships will always paying a lot of money for insurances, for used car lot itself, for the lot keeper, for the guys who's working for you, for the shops. We sometimes delaying on those payments just because that's the reality of used car dealerships, and it's not easy. It's not like, you know, fairy tale. You selling a bunch of cars, you're making a lot of money, and keep going on that. No, there is a lot of circumstances you probably gonna find out during the journey. But journey itself, is it worth it or not? I would say yes. Over the years, I've been doing that. I like the way it goes. I like the way I'm connecting with different people, and especially cars. That's what my passion about. That's what I love a lot. And when I'm getting a lot of cars, and you know, fixing them up, making them ready, selling it, and the customer happy, I'm happy, I sold this car, I made some money, and it just keep going. That's exchanging of energy, exchanging of knowledge, besides just making money. It's not the way it looks, to be honest with you. Yeah, maybe a few dealers, they screw up some people, but at the end of the day, it's not worth it, because it's worth it to bring genuine people to your business, and those people are going to bring more people from the family or friends. They're going to recommend it, because everybody needs a used car, no matter what. It's 80% of the market, of the whole auto industry market in the United States. 80% of that market going to the used cars. So most of the people, they buy used cars because they just want it, or they cannot afford new one, or credit score is down, and this, and there's a lot of things why people buy used cars. So if you are in business, or you think we are the used car dealers, we're making a lot of money in trying to screw up every single customers. No, we're not. We're not trying to screw even one customer, whoever gonna come for help to buy the car. What's the reason for me to sell the bad unit to this guy or girl? to make some money, some cash, and that's it. No, that's a long journey, and the whole process of that, it's really interesting process. So if you are in this with me together, good luck with that. Keep working hard and you're gonna get reward soon. So in general, the whole idea of this video was trying to explain you the way the used car dealership works. There is a lot of stuff to be discovered, you know, and I'm gonna do more video about the financing, about the way we're buying it, the way we're using auctions, and the way we're getting cars ready. For example, smoke check shop, mechanic shop, detail shop. I can show you what's going on inside that business, every step on that, how the dealers can make money and how we can lose the money. There is a lot of ways to do both, losing and winning. And especially if you have no knowledge or you have small lack of knowledge about the used car business, about the cars itself, and you know, like any other people who can help you out, it's going to be tough journey. Believe me or not, it's not like the way you come in, you buying the cars, you selling it, making money, and that's it. No, it's not. And same time, there is a lot of other sources how you can buy the cars for cheap. I mean, cheaper than anyone else. Or maybe you can compete with less people than, I would say, 1,000 people at the Manheim. Because again, when you come into the big auction or you're doing it online like I'm doing, you have to know that there is a million people like you, not million, but at least like 500 people who's watching that auction online and who's willing to bid on the same cars as you bidding. So I'm bidding on one car, I'm thinking, oh, I'm on a good price range and this and that, but this guy has a totally different market. For example, I'm in Los Angeles, this guy somewhere in Texas, and he knows that Texas, he loves more trucks. They need trucks more than Los Angeles. Los Angeles needs more Priuses, not the trucks. So, and he's keep going on that. I'm going 20,000, he can go 25,000 just because the market is different. Each state has its own market, has its own demand on the cars. That's it. Simple as that. And for example, I can, you know, buy somewhere in Ohio or Idaho the Prius cheaper than Los Angeles price. Los Angeles price is going to be much more expensive, but I have to spend money on a delivery. Delivery, that's one of the question also I can discover, and probably I'm going to do the video about it because it's such an interesting business too. So the people getting money for delivery only when the market is hot. So for example, right now it's been slow, I would say in June and beginning of July, and I have a couple cars sitting in Las Vegas. I cannot bring them here right away. Before, I would say May, April, I was calling the guy and the guy can pick it up same day because he has full load. So 7, 8 cars he's taken from Vegas all the way to Los Angeles and he's making money on that. Last week I bought one car and after I bought one more car and right now they sit in Las Vegas. I cannot transfer them. I cannot just transportation. I called 3 people I know and they all saying, you know, it's been such a slow, we just cannot take those 2 cars and drive all the way to Los Angeles. It doesn't make sense. There is no money there for them. So they have to do the full load, 8, 7 cars. They have to wait for these dealers. Sometimes I'm getting the car from far away. For example, the Audi Q8, I bought it in Atlanta and I was waiting like almost 2 weeks to get that car shipped because nobody going this way. Can you imagine how slow was that? And the whole industry just kind of going down. Not down, it's a season for that. And there is a season when you sell on a lot, there is a season when you sell on less. So you have to be ready and you have to wait for it. And also right now, they hacked the system for the new car stores, and most of the new car stores, they're not working, they're not selling cars. And the one who's selling right now, most of them doing the right handing, all those paperwork, whatever needs to be filled out, they doing it by hand. I believe they found a way how they can work on that, but the system they hacked, I believe those guys, they asking $8 billion, $8 billion to unlock that system. So nowadays you have no idea what it's better to do, buy and sell like this Ford Fusion or Ford Focus, or it's better to learn something from hacking, you know. that's always the choice. But my choice and my passion, it's all about the cars. That's what I'm doing, guys. And please share your comments below. You might got some bad experience with used car dealerships. You might bought some junks, or you are happy you bought million cars from used car lot and people always treating you well. That's what it's supposed to be. That's what it's business for. It's business to help the other people by making them happy and making yourself happy too by making a little bit money. So let me know. Probably I'm gonna do more and more video about it, and I can, like I say, explain about the financing, about the buying process, how you can go on online auction and buy some cars, or you might gonna go physically and buy more. So there is a lot of ways. Like I say, you can buy it from the auction, from the pawn shop, from the mechanic shop, and on and on and on. We're gonna cover that also. So guys, over the decade I've been working in the used car industry. I know what's going on. I know what kind of seasons we get in. Sometimes it's slow, sometimes it's super hot, and we sell a lot of cars. We're making a lot of money. Sometimes we're not selling a lot of cars, but still, that kind of business you want to get in. And I'm pleasure to announce I'm going to do the classes. I'm going to do the help for you guys how to deal with these auctions, how to make money at the auction or retail, how to deal with the customer, how to get the finance, how to get the floating, your credit situation, if it's bad or good, how you can use your credit to help your company, how you can grow the company, grow the customers, and make a lot of money from the used car industry. Same time, you're going to bring a lot of new customers who's going to bring their friends and family by being and doing honest business with them. That's what I love to see. That's what I love to see you growing and you making a lot of money too. Please guys, join me in this journey, and I'm going to help you as much as I can.